Hi, this is Keith with How to Build Your Own Home. Forgive me, it's noisy. I don't want to stop my framers. They're very eager to get this done before the holidays. So I'm going to squish in a little tip on framing. Things that I've worked through, solved, and I use the rafter system to solve the headaches that I've been facing on this job. One of them is not having any place for heating and air conditioning system, no mechanical room. And if you know me on my previous posts, I love having a mechanical room. Well, I was not part of the design of this house, so I had to get what I got. So I called the truss company and I lifted the truss another foot and I created some open gap space just above the master bedroom over here, and we'll actually put the heating and air system above the rafters in that area. I'm not a fan of that. It's not as efficient, but it's the space I have. So it's working out, it's going to work out great. Plus it created some open access for return air and venting up in the attic trusses up, not attic, but just the trusses up here. So now I have plenty of open space. That roof was much shallower. It was a 212 pitch. I took it to almost to a 412 pitch, and it opened it up. It gave me that room. Now I don't have a headache on HVAC. He's going to be able to come in here and push everything through, and it's going to be just fine. A couple of other things. Let's go over here on this wall. I've got a wall here, and we had to move this wall 6 inches that way because the plans, you'll find this to be the case. Not all draftsmen are great. They make mistakes. And this wall here was gonna dead right into this window here. And as a result, I'm gonna have no trim. I won't have any proportion on this wall system. I'll have like 6 inches on that side and no open space on this side. It would have looked really bad. So we had to move this wall 6 inches that way. By doing that, my truss up here now does not land on that wall. It was originally designed to land on that wall, which is right up there. So I will call the truss plant, make sure I'm okay with that. If they need support under it, then I can do that right here. I can actually create boy, it's loud here. I can actually create a small little wall right here to give that support if I need to. But I don't think I need to have that support there. Let's go outside real quick. Okay, we're outside. I just want to talk to you about one of the things you want to race after, especially building in the middle of the winter. And I'm building 4 days before Christmas. And my framers wanted to give up and come back next week. Oh, no. Brought them some hot chocolate yesterday, donuts the day before, and they're going to be done by tomorrow afternoon, just in time. And my roofer's going to come tomorrow afternoon and dry in the roof. We've got weather coming, and I did not want to get anything wet inside. So weather's permitting, it's working out just great. You're going to kind of push to race through that to try to get your house framed in so you can dry it in. And dry it in is where you have your synthetic. You put it over the roof and it's protected, and if it rains or snows, it's not going to get inside the home for the most part, other than venting and stuff that gets through the roof. Yeah. That's my framer. He wants something. Yeah. What's that?
You want to pass the all inches over there?
Yes.
That end, the all inches?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Same thing. That's Alcides, one of my best framers in the world. I got a deep bench of framers. Alcides, and I got Elio, some really great people here. And no, you can't have their phone number. They're mine. They're great. It takes a long time to find them, but if you get out there, you can find some framers. One thing I found with framers is you don't want to undercut their value. Don't try to, can you frame my house for $7 a square foot, where the going rate is $12 a square foot or $22 a square foot? Don't do that to framers. They will do more for you than just about any subcontractor. They're going to box out your HVAC system. They're going to make sure that everything's tidy and clean and square and flush and plumb. If you pay them right, they're going to solve an enormous amount of problems with you, because you're seeing things in advance, and so are they. And for example, we had a problem with a post over there that was 3 inches off. We had to make a quick adjustment because of a rock issue, if you remember another post. We moved the post this way, but we didn't adjust it this way. Well, he planed it out, and it just looks like you can't even notice it. So they solve problems for you. Don't undercut your framers. They're going to do a great thing for you. And one piece of advice, when you land your trusses on the top of the wall, don't give your framer the typical hurricane strap where you strap it up there and you put Tico nails in there and you have the risk of that Tico nail hitting you in the eye. I've seen a lot of eye damage because that nail fractures off and hits them in the eye. Just one structural nail underneath, just underneath the truss, and it goes right into the top plate, done. And structural screws, not structural nails, structural screws have come a long way. But now they're strong enough to hold what would basically be a hurricane strap with several nails in it. And that just weakens the wood, splits the wood, and a lot of the times it's not even put in right. Let me go in and show you how this goes in the top plate of the hold down the truss. Okay, sorry for the noise again. You got two structural screws here. I like the fatter heads because these strip. And these come from my truss plant, and I keep telling them, don't send me the small heads, send me the bigger heads because they don't strip. And again, framers are gonna like you for that. But you can see where we've got one right up here, and it comes in right underneath the top plate, and right into the truss up above. That takes about 30 seconds to install. A regular hurricane strap, a couple of minutes sometimes. Holding it, make sure you gotta hold it, you gotta risk getting that nail flicking back in your eye. And it takes about 6 nails to put those on there. This is much faster. Structural nails, structural screws. I keep on wanting to call them structural nails. The structural screws is what you want. Fat head. Okay, it's a little quieter out here. It's still noisy back there, but I can kind of end the video here and give you a couple of other things I decided to do on this job. If you see I've got a soffit here, I'm actually covering my soffit, which is the underside of the belly of the home, underside of the eave, basically. That's your soffit. The fascia is the part facing you, the soffit is the underbelly. I'm actually covering that with some sheeting because I typically love to do aluminum soffit and fascia, but I may not do that on this home because of the look and the design. I may just come up with stucco all the way up and around and on the bottom of that. So my framer didn't like that. It's more work for him, but I smiled and gave him some chocolate. And he says, okay, we do. So again, framers are your best friend. I'm adding that little extra thing, and it's a real hassle because they literally have to nail it from on the top because the ladder is just too high to get up there. And it's not safe. So they're literally doing it. That's why you hear all that noise inside there. They were doing the soffit on the other side of the home. Then we have kind of an awning that we're putting on this house. You can see they got the posts up here, and he's actually lagging the ledger board to the house. Now I went with a little thicker ledger board for a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm going to stucco this house, and I'm going to have 1 inch of foam plus another 1/2 inch of brown coat, and then about another 1/4 inch of finish coat on there. So that's close to 2 inches when it's all said and done, including the lath behind, or the lath on top of the foam as well. So that will actually have about 1 inch reveal, 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch reveal on this ledger board. And then I can just put my flashing here and over here, and it will protect that wood. And then the trellis was going to come off this way. I'm not going to land it on here. I'm going to attach it right here. Now my engineer may have an issue with that and make me put brackets on. If that's the case, I'm just going to put an L metal bracket all along the bottom of that, lag that sucker, and they'll help support those on there. But we're going to use structural screws to hold that in there. I couldn't put it on top here because then it would show the OSB behind that, and I couldn't get behind that to put stuck on, have a finished look. So I'm actually having it level, and then I'll put some L metal on the top of this, right like that. So you can see that's what we're getting installed now. He didn't like that I added that to his list because that's a finished carpenter. I go, no, that's the framer. And I smiled at him, and he said, okay, we do that too. And I got to bring Taco Bell next week or a nice lunch. I'll probably do that tomorrow or the next day and thank them for all the extra work. Again, your framers are the ones you want to give a hug to, you want to be appreciative to, you want to be thankful for. Your electricians, your HVAC, your plumbers, they're not going to go the extra mile to do stuff. they're going to have to go the extra mile to make sure you got backing, make sure you have support, make sure you have the blocking you need, make sure you have everything boxed out for your HVAC, make sure you have all those things in place. And again, I have all these checklists that I have at howtobuildyourownhome.com, so you can check that out. I'll give more posts, more information on every job I do. Again, make some comments, ask some questions, I'll respond to them, and thanks for watching. See you guys.